FUT should have a pretty good game plan going into it. Last time to take map control, they would put a camera here and like cage it, so they couldn't get shot, so they could late take. Fnatic on defense, FUT on attack, and we insta use the camera to play close, and we're going over towards B as Fnatic want to insta punish over towards C, but then here and go B, put a turret up to see if anyone takes map control. Speaking of map control, FUT take everywhere. We got a wall on spawn. Not like this. We open the door, and in theory, UTJ can just swing on them.
It's strange, isn't it? Krax's KO, for example, is spectacular.
The turret should give him info. Oh, the turret's blocking him. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hello? Does anyone hear the steps? He's got a silencer on his boots.
Wait, Alpha got a kill before this? That's crazy.
Comes in favor of Fnatic. 3 versus 1. Only Mr.
Bro, he started to join the team. He started to join the team. He started to push into the retake with him. Shout out to Alpha for being on top of that. I didn't see the kill they got before this. He did great. Turret shot, and he was like, well, I better just check just in case. Obviously, could get to here before it saw him. Oh, that's a shot, man. Oh, that's an absolute savior kill.
Comfortable agent for him individually. Like one where he's going to be able to put up more raw numbers. They're not running the double as well. Alpha, you're going to be back on the Sentinel. So I think that again, although I like the composition they're running on the previous map, this is one where
Fnatic on defense. We go for.
Maybe you could argue that Chronicle plays a couple of roles.
We all buy into it. We make sure we get some heavy armors just in case they go and do some crazy stuff with an outlaw. They get 4 rifles and 1 stinger. And Fnatic again went C aggro on their pistol. We go A aggro on this one. It's a great Omen flash. Whoa, that's a nice molly on top of here as well, though. I like this from FUT. There might be some guns to pick up. One's a stinger, one's a bulldog.
They've got 2 rifles to be retrieved, and this could only continue to spiral from here based on what we saw before.
Hey, this early molly was really cool. Knowing that most likely they're going to fight them because the comp struggles to get out of these areas. So they overuse util and, I mean, enabled this kill. And, dude, who hit this first shot? That was sick. I'm not sure who hit this first shot, but that was big.
Which, honestly, after an initial fight over towards A, it's not a bad idea. Like
going aggro in second round. Normally I don't like it, but against this comp I'm so fine with it. Like, it makes sense. I just think that FUT did good on this. I think this is a nice shot, obviously, and then I think the extra util.
Door open. They're giving info that they're going A, trying to bait these players out into showing their hand, and well, they most
Oracle's had enough, wants to force them away from A, and that is, damn guys, it's the spike.
You're not going to pick that weapon.
Yeah, they got a little bit greedy in terms of trying to get the gun here, and Chronicle just went on him. It felt like with the 2 kills, FUT didn't really have a set plan.
Engagement, and with 12 seconds left, he ain't even going to get that planted. It's all about damage. And
10 seconds left.
Well, yeah, there's no going down.
Nice attempt from this. It's a good recovery. Shout out to Chronicle. I don't know how he got the first kill. I haven't seen him.
There you go. He is going to be taken down in the end. 3 kills for Chronicle.
Still think this is a good attempt from FUT. And again, I normally don't like the aggro stuff on against ecos, but with his comp, I think that's, it's still the right call.
It might have actually been worse because he wouldn't have been able to bring anything through. Again, these rounds when it's FUT always seem to be a little bit dangerous, a little bit costly.
What is that?
Fnatic do well to weather the storm, keep themselves in a pretty decent position, and they are going to invest back into this one. Now, I am noticing that a couple of the players are going to be left without extra
right,
finances.
big buy rounds, and
buying him with a rifle. Boast has got a bulldog as well, so these players will not be able to rebuy
upgrade
into the
if we
next
buy
round.
into this one.
If they lose this one, and Mr. Fallen's gone straight in with an Odin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
the guy has a big brain.
Fnatic, the people that potentially, I mean, the people that made the light armor buy more of a meta, they didn't create it, they just kind of stole it. But they might be behind in the buy meta at the moment. I think it's ever worth doing this right now. We saw it with G2 yesterday, right? We're in a snowball meta where it potentially sometimes is okay to let your enemy team get the rounds, and then your 4th round is really, really strong. They keep buying into this. It's literally the same criticism that I gave G2.
Timing is going to be everything. It looked like for a moment Yedajay was just going to trying
What's the
something
right
a little
buy?
bit
To just
cheeky, and
bonus
it does
this.
seem like after the
Like, just bonus
initial
this and
sort
make
of
sure you buy next.
battles
Because in a
faking
game where
out,
you
they're
hard
going towards
reset
the
the
safe zone, which
econ,
I won't say
sometimes
has
it's good
worked
to hard reset the econ
fantastically
and
well.
just
Fnatic will
accept
have a
it,
good
but just
idea.
make sure you
Seen
get
it,
2
though.
kills.
Already in,
It can obviously
already
snowball
in,
if they do
but
this, but it just feels a little bit
Alpha's managed to
riskier.
find both
This means that
opening
this round is
picks, and again, now
riskier,
the time
essentially.
starts to
This is
tick.
a
They're
great
gonna run
reposition,
through
though.
this into the oncoming
Yeah,
storm
and this
that
was
is
solid,
Fnatic.
and, well,
Well, let's see what that Odin can do in 25 seconds.
they could be on for a crazy half,
20 seconds,
because
it's not over
FUT's
and done with
comp's
just
just
yet,
going
but
to
it might be.
struggle.
Look at Durka's position. His timing, not quite good enough. So the spike will now get planted. Post plant with an Odin inside tree. That's wall bangable as well, but he does not want to go into tree. Instead, stepping forward and right into the waiting arms of Durka.
Right.
No way, Mr.
It
Fallen
pays
could
on
expect him to be there
on this one.
already.
It didn't pay off
And
on
now another round foul for Fnatic,
split, but it
denying
pays
that
off on this
third
one.
round buy up out of FUT, and even saving over the
Yeah, I said
Odin as
FUT
well.
would do good to get
Little money
5. Let's see how much they actually get. If I'm realistic, without losing a
No, that's
pissed off,
gonna
and they
be
do good
huge.
to
Now,
get
we actually
3.
saw this recently with Fnatic playing on this map versus Gentlemates, and it was actually Durka running the Odin, which I do think is a little bit of a peculiar choice.
What happened first map?
Like, normally you're gonna try and have your
FUT just
Viper.
looked better
I
on
think
that
that's
map.
the most obvious. You have the orb.
That's
you
like
also
the
have
simplest
Snake
way
Flag.
of saying it.
But he was actually playing over towards the A doors a lot of the time. Now this time it does seem like maybe that they've decided against that, which I don't necessarily mind. I think
Like this from
giving
Fnatic
Durka
as well,
more of an
just
opportunity
straight up
to
firing
be a
line
bit
to
more
try and
aggressive.
make sure that they
For
can't
FUT,
go
financially in the bin
aggro
Mitch,
over towards
not gonna
A.
have a lot for this round once more.
See how close
Yeah,
those
we're
bullets
util
come
dumping
off
aggro
rip
towards
to
A as well.
stealing some HP away. In fact, a few landed. CNED tagged up. Out of Captain tagged down, all the way down to 0. A quick and clean start to this one. Prowler going through to make sure no one's inside that cage. Nothing nasty's going on. No one snuck past and thread the needle. The spam attempts by Boaster, always just an annoyance. He's playing the gambling game, seeing if he can get the damage done. The door gets open. The pressure now being applied as FUT get that a little bit closer. They have left the spike in spawn, the intention to go to the B site, but someone's going to have to go back and get it.
Vision block has been pretty nice in terms of the cage.
I don't think FUT
And
have
they
any
just
intention
leave
of
B, but
actually
I like
winning
this from
round.
Fnatic.
I
It's
think
still
they
just trying to
have
make
the
sure they
intention
don't
of
get a
trying
gun.
to do as much damage
Yeah,
as
Spike
humanly
is over
possible.
towards spawn.
Finally, the realization is there for Cracks. It's a long walk back to retrieve. And
That's a massive
okay,
kill.
I'm surprised CNED manages to win
Yeah,
that
but it's
fight.
so far back that they
looked
don't
like
have to worry about them getting the gun
surefire
yet.
victory for
So it's not like
Durka.
out of
And
control.
now they actually are going to have themselves an after plant.
Yeah, managing to wall it
Yeah,
off as
and
well.
we've got to say
Guaranteeing
Fnatic, at
no
least
swing in
when they
from
lose
the
over
spawn
towards
and
B, have pretty good
plan
protocols at the
covered.
moment. Take C,
Post
open
plant with
door,
these
make sure you
weapons,
starve the map
so
control,
much scarier.
and just hold for
One player
pushes.
unchecked in a position that they don't clear, but
Whoa, what a shot, man.
Shot. I was surprised he even swung, but of course Cracks was there to help out, and they both found a kill.
Yeah, I need.
The slow
We got another Sage slow as well, and they know they're both heaven.
And that Odin spray
It's a
isn't gonna
done
do anything.
round.
They know that it's there. They're not going to
What
be
lovely
in
shots
angles
into
where he
this
can
one.
spam back for free. Already the call is made. Fnatic go for a save. Round 4 is the fruitful one.
Hi, guys.
And it's only going to get
What's
better.
going on
They
here?
drop another weapon out of the hands
And
of
they
these
could
defenders.
get good damage done if they
Close
keep
by
getting
to try to
more.
hunt down that final
CNED
man
might as well.
standing.
Kind of wants
Leo,
the gun in heaven at the very least. Oh my goodness.
Okay, he's managed to drop CNED. Okay. Looks
Okay,
like
great
he will
round,
be
lovely
safe.
shots here.
I already see Yedishe running the other way. They'll carry 2 weapons forward on the side of FUT. Leo keeps his life.
Well, there's one of the
but
3.
They don't keep their flawless track on Lotus. 1 round given over to FUT already.
Man, it's gotta be infuriating. Like, that fight literally changes the round. Just managing to get them into an after plant on that B site. And that's the thing with that wall. That's basically a lot of what FUT were doing, is when they played up against KC, KC love a really
Okay,
heavy retake
big
style.
rounds.
So they had a wall
Big
to go.
buy rounds. We've
Go on,
got
then.
3 people that
Retake.
can't buy next, 2
Throw your
people that
YouTube.
can't buy
Now you
next,
gotta
and we're
run
going
past the
fast over
walls. It's
towards
just to
A
be
because
annoying.
again,
That's
this
the main
comp can't get out of A.
difference with this composition.
And Mr. Fallon is going for some mad plays.
CNED's life.
You're an omen.
For now.
You're out in the open.
Seized, and now Boaster's spamming away, doing damage.
How's he
Mr.
alive?
Fallen.
How is he
Wow.
alive?
They should think he's not here. The amount of bullets they just put through, but the Prowler will confirm.
Yeah,
It will
I
make it a
mean,
little
sure.
easier to follow up on the damage done. The C site, the
There
new
goes your
target of
smokes.
FUT. We saw this before. They
You gotta
pressured
try
A
force into
a lot
C,
less.
hoping there's less
And they
people
found C
there.
to still be stacked up, and that's very much the case this time around. The Viper Orb, the Snake Bite, the Nanos, everything activated on site tells them that they're not going to have an easy take. It's going to be another brawl from the side of FUT on the way through, and Well, it looks like it'll start with Alpha, who's already forced out of position, but they're not looking. Never mind. Krax lands the jump and takes the kill with a Viper's pick.
Imagine they somehow win this. If Krax gets a plant, he gets a res.
One more
This is resable.
for Krax.
Oh!
And that's what he's going for. If he gets this, he's got res online. So this can turn things back
Does
into
he
a
go for
4v4
this res?
scenario. The problem is, I believe the res will
It gets
be
spammed?
within the
It's getting
pin,
pinged right
which
now.
It's not something you might want to go for.
Yeah, it is getting pinged, and you would
should've
imagine the
waited till
Dirk would
later
just send it with the ult.
stages, Dirk. I don't know if that's exactly what
Yeah,
he was
and that's a
planning.
kill on it.
There is the res, and he will immediately trade it out and even get a second as well. A little bit awkward in the execution, but he gets the job done. It's left all up to Cena.
Oh my god, imagine.
He won't get anything more
Yeah,
than an
and
initial kill. Fnatic
nicely
break
done
back
from Fnatic.
immediately
Reset the econ,
after
2
FUT get
people
their
can't
first
buy.
round. And it is
Not
back
bad
to
at all.
business
And they
once
got
again.
the Sage res.
Right back into it. Another day at the office for Fnatic, 4-1 up. That Prowler was beautiful catching them off, but the lack of rotations from
Mr.
the side of
Fallon, did it
Fnatic,
actually
the
go
fact that
through
they're
his
able
ult?
to take this aggressive A control,
I
think
thought he
is the
got killed
main
before he
problem.
used it.
We're seeing again and again that the B side is still held. There's still a double stack on C. And here there was a little bit of hesitation. Chronicle for a second step towards B to go help out, and then they realize, oh, it's the same
Did
old
Philly
thing.
get cancelled?
bigger
Yeah.
problem
Oh, that's a
is
big
more
win
so
as well.
that when you try and reclaim ground towards A, you have an initiator. Like Fade is probably the classic example.
Yep.
And what they were doing last time, if you could think back to their game versus KC,
But have to abuse
I'll tell you
B?
what they were doing.
Probably
CNN
with the round that we saw, if
ran
they're leaving it
straight out
retake all the
headshots
time,
on
it might be their
them.
best
Ran every
chance
round.
to
That
get
was
into a
basically their
site.
strategy. It was where all
Because
gonna
the
lie,
comp
maybe
struggles
go
to get
over
map
towards
control
C,
and
CNN,
into
and
sites.
push A every single
So
round. That was how their attack side worked. You can go back, watch it.
wherever
That's what he did.
is being left
Fnatic go,
weaker,
so
that's
he's
their
gonna
best
try and
chance.
run out and kill us. Sees Nate.
Because this will be
And so
interesting,
he's
because
in,
it's just
there's
so
no way he
hard.
can
I
do
don't
the
even
same
know
play
what
he just
I
tried.
don't know what
In the
must have
meantime,
been working
Bosa's
for them in
reclaiming that
practice.
ground, and he's going to get up above, and you have support from Leo, who's going to be getting you that information. Leo's 6-0.
You might
by
be
the
right
way.
though.
So
B
they
might be
haven't
the
done
one.
anything to deny him getting information.
Who did they
and
beat with this
finding
comp?
high-impact
K-Corp.
kills. So this is the problem at
But
the moment.
K-Corp
for FUT
gave
is
them
there are
all
significant
space.
holes when it comes to reclaiming
K-Corp gave them
space.
all the
So they
space you
have
could
to take
possibly
it
imagine.
immediately, and Fnatic are going,
Gave
you
him
can
C
try.
for free, they
We're
gave him A
going
for
to put
free.
the
They got
deadliest
9
combo
rounds
of
on
you two
attack.
you basically have in the game, which is a Caesars and Nade.
Well, this is it. It's not just that. Then they're also doubled up on the angle.
Oh.
There's always that two stack up towards
Wait, they
Rumble.
force into it because they have
As
knives,
you're saying,
and
retaking
Atta just
that,
takes
you're
the hit.
taking it at the start of the round, not really an option, unless CNET dashes out and isolates himself completely. And taking it afterwards, going through a one-way smoke, up against 2 players, you don't know where they are. Sometimes that third is there for the supportive utility, like you said, from Leo. It hasn't been easy. They've tried it. It did not work. And now, coming into round number 6, new ideas have to be tested. Much more
Cena with
aggressive.
Blade Storm. That's the strat.
Cena's
It's the
gonna
same
go
strat,
pick A.
but with Cena on a Blade Storm now.
It's much more contact from this squad, and they're looking for aggressive plays, where before they were in the spawn, watching for a walk up on C or B. This time they're
They've been given a lot of.
keeping their head around those initial corners.
They've been
just
given
to
a lot of
spot
map
the info.
control. This is nice.
But it
This is
hasn't
like
come through. There's
what
just
the
not
comp
enough
can't
pressure
do.
being applied on A, and that
There you
ultimate.
go. Hey, that's the thing.
Yeah, and we
like,
have a crunch
you
over
can
towards
just
A. Mr.
deny
Fallon's the
them
only
this
one
space.
left to get out of there.
Again,
And with
like,
this,
they
they
had to fall all
insta-call
the
that
way
they want to
back.
go
The
head over
only issue
towards
is that
C.
there's only one defender on the other side of the
And
map.
good
They
luck
were
to
so
Alpha.
certain this would be a
And this,
committal.
guys,
This sneak
Arsenal
from
is
the Fnatic
util.
captain could be everything. If he gets
And why
the
did
timing
Fnatic
right,
give him so much
hasn't
space? It's got to be
spotted
the question
where
here.
this player is, but there's only one spot that's left. Even still, though, Alpha's going to get one, and now the cavalry arrives, but they don't know that. The captain's managed to get this far. It's a problem once again for Fnatic of just losing where these FUT players are. Even still, though, they've managed to turn
Yeah,
it
and
into
they
a
can pivot
3v3.
back over
So
towards A
FUT
because we're
gonna
going to start
try
looking at
and go back
UTJ's made a
again
lot of
with
space over
25
towards
seconds
A.
left.
Well, they've
And
got
then
a lot of
Omen
space on
sticking
Yedijay,
in
so it
towards
makes sense
C.
to
Can hear if they
capitalize, and the
rotate
wall allowed
heavy.
them to cleanly disconnect, well, bar the player out of captain who got caught on the other side of it.
Do you
I think
expect
the-
him to be here this soon? That's the bigger
You
thing.
shouldn't. You shouldn't. Although the fact that
10
they've
seconds
rotated and
left.
given it up, perhaps. 8 seconds. If the spike is caught crossing, it's over and done with, but it won't be. The timing just isn't there.
Just.
Krax just about gets there. A wide swing could end the round here, and now the spam is close. Oh, but just a little bit off. And in the end, the punish is
How
there.
many-
Boaster could have just won the round.
How many times are
But
they
instead,
gonna?
Fnatic have
How
to
many
fight
times are they
back
gonna
for
get
2
rounds like
versus
this?
3.
This is
Krax
like the last
waiting
half
away
a second planning.
on the site. Point of contact will be him. Yedijay swings after to get the kill. Tree held
Why
by
did
Mr.
Fnatic give him
Fallen.
so much space
There's
there?
almost no flaw in this hold. There's definitely no
Weird
gaps to
round.
be exploited, and Fnatic make that read. They're going back in the other
I don't
direction,
think you ever need to
saving
do
these
a.
weapons for the next.
I don't think you ever
FUT
need to
have
do
found
a
second.
punish.
Yeah,
when
again,
it
it
can't
comes
get
down
through
to
choke
these
points.
millisecond plants. I was actually scared for a second because it
Shouldn't
looked
be-
like Crack's got
shouldn't be getting
slightly
into the
stuck on
area that you're doing the
door. And I
punishing.
was like, if you lose a round to a revolving door, I'm out. Like, just leave. But I think we're seeing the fact that Fnatic are actually respecting a lot of the utility. Again, you see those slows come in, and it means that you're not going to be able to get the jump on any of these players. So do you really want to risk throwing all of your weaponry away, gambling that you can win an advantage round for FUT? Probably not. But this is, again, just these moments, these slight changes. And that was basically, that round was won by the guy who's currently bottom of the board at the moment for FUT. It was Ada Captain. Just the fact that he found the slightest gap. And
Gotta
that's
start
not down
looking
to
at
utility or
this.
anything, because they don't have the
And
utility to give
they're
him the
kind of
info.
one
He
away
just
from
had to
what I thought would
walk
be a
in
good half
and
for them in
hope that no
terms
one
of the
saw him.
rounds.
I think that's the
They're in a
difference
great
having turret
spot.
on B versus on C,
And
right? Like, if you
I mean, the
bypass
reset
that
would
alarm
wreck
button,
these
it's
two in
not
terms of
spotted.
money.
There's nothing you can really do
But
on the
you would
defensive
imagine
side
this is a
to
big swing
predict
round.
that. Even then, it looked like Alpha was
Fnatic not
kind of
making the same
aware. He was
mistake
watching
twice.
the
They had to
back
go
every
and
now
take
then,
A control.
but they weren't sure.
Yeah.
The other teammates not as vigilant on the way through.
It's not him who dies from it. I think that's
it.
the big
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
He might be aware, but I don't think his teammates were. Again, though, these incredibly slow rounds coming out from FUT. The early fight that they've had has been unsuccessful, but the thing is, for Fnatic, there's not really a reason to change things. Like, holding on to this A site has not been particularly difficult. They've been able to use this
I'm
one
excited to
almost
see
every
this.
single time.
How did
And
these three
util
clear this
coming
map
out from
control? Wait, Boaster left?
whichever player is available. This time they
can
have
still
somewhat
Omen flash
fallen
off
off
this.
though, but I think there might be a paranoia being set up ready, if it's even needed. I don't know if it will be. Durka won the duel versus CNED, and again, once CNED dies, they don't go this way anymore.
Little
Yeah, 'cause they
assist
can't
for
go
the
this
Boombot.
way.
You know, we've seen it with the Prowler, now we've seen it with the Boombot.
Okay,
Spotting
so
them
we're
out,
going to
spraying
end
through
B.
the
We've got to
smoke to
turret the
eliminate.
baits in
Fnatic
the fade.
have the advantage to play with. No need
We're
to move
really
out of
disattached
position.
at the
Yetijay's gonna
moment.
try to fake out on C. He's been
ETJ is
spotted.
trying to potentially get a
Making his
kill
way
or
back
get pressure or break
all
the
way
turret
around
on
the long
C.
way to B at this
They're
point.
going to send it
That's
in
where
and they
hits
don't
coming
check
in.
this
And
corner.
the
It's a double kill.
corners, Leo. He'd been there the whole round, and patience
And it just
certainly
feels like if
pays off
Fnatic
this
just take
time.
A every
The
single
spike is
time, I
now
can't
under Fnatic's
see
control,
how FUT would
and
win a
any doubt
round.
of this round surely now fading away. It seems certain.
Looks like
that
we're going to
Fnatic
see a
will lock it
repeat of
in
the other
for
round with
15
two-person
seconds left.
save.
Those last two players simply do not have the time.
Yeah, no, there's nothing they can do. And again, similarly to the last round, are you going to risk your economy to try and win a 2v4 scenario? Probably not. Again, that is a lot of
Why
what
don't
we're
they check
seeing
the
from
corner?
this competition
It's
is
just
it
like
comes
normally
down to
an
gamble.
initiator would
Gamble
check this
of
corner.
Yetijay
The problem
trying
is
to
you go
find
through this
space,
choke point,
gamble
right?
of running through a
You
smoke on
got
the B
1,
side. Like,
2,
this is
3, and now
Valorant with
additional 4
unbelievable
angles.
amounts of risk.
At
And
least
I
if you
think
aim
Fnatic are
towards
doing a
2,
great
you can
job
kind of
of
flick towards
limiting
1
them
and
steps.
3.
Like,
If
that
you
is
aim for
ultimately
4,
what they need to do on this defensive side
you're
is
open to
you
1,
hold
2,
the
and
ground that
3.
you're taking in
So
the
it's
early round,
like,
and just don't
in terms
slip
of
up. Don't give
gambling,
them a gap.
I
Don't
guess
give them a
it
way
makes
to
more
walk through
sense to
without
not
utility
clear this corner
that they
than
just
the
don't
others,
have.
but they have no initiator is the main reason.
Challenge for
They
round
can't
eight.
they can't clear this
Side of
corner.
FUT, Viper's Pit
Can't clear any
available, but
corners. They
lockdown
can't get
for
map
Alpha.
control.
The rock to their scissors. See if there's
Okay, Leo's just out here not
aggression
dying ever.
coming through. You see the nade,
8-0.
C's denying Mr.
Fnatic
Paul
keep
in
going
any
aggro
space.
towards A again,
A-side
perfect in
control
terms
is
of what they're
again
doing.
locked down by
Prowler
Fnatic
gives
very early on. They haven't
early
been doing what
information
a
of
lot
B,
teams
which means
do,
they
which is
two-person stack
post one
B.
player and
Might even
rotate
be
out just
3
because FUT
in
have
terms of
contested
Durka getting
so many of
involved.
those early
That's a
rounds, but this time there will be a
huge
rotation
pick.
for sure. Chronicle dropped through the smoke, but the intention, having dropped the Viper, who you know
Yeah.
is playing on that C side a lot. That's the backup player for Alpha. They suspect Alpha will be
Yeah,
that
and
little
that's
bit
it's
lighter,
one of
a
the
little bit
better
more
picks to
exposed,
get
but
as
the
well in
nanos
terms
have
of like the
bought
hard
time,
shutdown.
and the rotations
Alpha's
have
done
come in. Alpha finds
fantastic.
the first lockdown, comes in,
Yeah,
and
gets
look
his
who's
ult. They
close.
are
Leo,
chilled towards
ready
the
to
back
catch
here. Do
them.
they try and go for a
Viper's
plant
Pit coming
early?
through very deep as well. That's going to be hard to get back into after the lockdown pulses.
This is so risky. Goes for the last second push through. It's going to be the catch. but
Wow,
that is
CNED, bro.
huge. That single kill and CNED
CNED
coming
did
alive
fantastic.
is what grants for
Yeah, and
another round.
getting this first pick
It
here is
looked
just
like it was gonna be
everything.
a
It
good
means it C's
opportunity
easier to
there
get through, no
from
smoke here,
Fnatic,
and then
but
the
again,
ult was
these
really
gambles
nice.
working
The
out.
knife,
FUT
sorry,
taking a
the
risk, and CNED,
Sage
well,
ult was
that's
really
the
nice,
thing.
and then they got
These
one
rolled
person in front
green.
of it.
That's basically
And they
what
weren't
happened
expecting
there.
the person in
'Cause
front
the
of it.
thing
I think he
is,
got 2
again,
from that,
I
right?
feel like it's very difficult right now to sort of look at him and the way he's going to have to play this map, because
Yeah, he
normally
at
we
least got
talk
that
about
kill, because the Sage wall, they hear the Sage wall and they just don't think anyone's in front of it.
Utility. Right now, the most he can really have to support him is either some incredibly
3?
well-placed like snake bites
I'm
or
impressed they got
something,
3 so far.
or the paranoia. That's about all
Jesus.
you could really hope for.
Aliens. Broken the sound. Where are we at? Yeah, there we go.
Well then.
And dude, they got to stop giving
was
them
the moment
these
it
first
started.
picks.
Yeah, that might have felt like a replay. play, but it wasn't. That's
If this keeps happening, I mean, FUT are fine. And every single time it's on the most important person.
FUT.
On the it's on the
Somewhat of a
holy
ludicrous
hell.
way. I don't know
How is he
Durka
alive?
wins that. Yellowjay
On the
seemed
Viper
more
and
than
then on the
ready.
Killjoy.
Some odd fights going on. The last round was a spam shot through B that got the
These
open
two
on
saying hello,
Chronicle.
we're
This
jumping.
round
What's
was
going on?
A jumping Alfia that gets caught, but the trade is just as mad.
Boaster's smoke will keep them in it here. You can see he's waiting for that TP to come through. The shrouded step isn't
Yeah, and
completed
Boaster's
by
done a
Mr. Fallen.
really good job here of
Throwing
holding
this one
down
away.
A on
It's a
his
4
own,
versus
forcing
4,
them
but
into a site where they have a heavier stack, right? You're at least going to have 2 on one of these, because once the turret spots this, you'll have a rotate from
Their
here.
one flash. They didn't go off it. I'm quite surprised.
And they only saw one player pushing, and it was with a stinger. Crazy decision making.
Ooh,
Durka
and they
caught off
they
the dash,
burst.
almost drawing his eye for
Yeah,
a
they
second
burst with the
before
wall
other
on
two
them.
players are able to
Yeah, this is a
find the
massive,
kill with
massive
the
round. It's a
smoke
great
fading.
kill.
Mr. Fallen, good for 1 heal, right back up, and Cena's in there for the fight. Hiding inside the smoke. Boaster wasn't ready, and now
Yeah, dude, is Leo just going to keep his KD and attack as well?
There's a wall.
9-1, how many times is this guy going to have to save?
He's not able to melt that wall in time, and 3
this is a
players
lot.
waiting on the other side would
They got to
definitely be
stop
ready
giving
for that
him.
fight. He's 9
I say
1.
easy
Saves
picks.
the stats,
Chronicle
Leo.
1, not even
Doesn't wanna
worried
go down.
about that. This was a
Carrying
relatively
this
nice
rifle
shot, but I
through the
don't
next round
think
will
you
at least
need
give
to
Fnatic something
jump
to
peek
fight
here.
with.
It
But
doesn't
this
really
resurgence
matter.
from FUT
You either
is
fight
looking
this
scary
heavy.
now because
I don't think the
they're
extra
able to
info
punch
matters too
through
much unless
and
you're going to
take that
fight
space
here.
even without the initiator here. Perhaps we'll see a change to the B side hold from Fnatic.
There's like this comp. If this comp bursts into all of this, it's kind of fine. And they don't have the best comp for going in and trying to prod a lot of this. Save util.
True. Never mind.
That's one of the core stats of cast.
It's such a trash stat. I forget about it as much as I can.
To be honest, I think he may genuinely be on 100% right now.
Let's go, Leo.
Which, considering it's 5-4, might not be the most impressive thing in the world. But again, like, just look at these openers. Like that is right now what FUT are relying on.
Yeah, I mean it's double smoke kill.
Mr. Fallen as well comes up
Why are we,
big in some of these fights. Chronicle almost manages to trade that
jumping
too,
there?
but again, it is battles and brawls around these smokes, and Fnatic now, unfortunately, are going to be running out in terms of what they can put on the board.
They have to do the. We don't even need. You don't even need. This is what they should have been doing from the beginning. You don't even need anything. You literally don't even need to take any map control. You just need to get close. You could literally the whole game be close into any of these with a judge, and you would lock down these positions.
I mean,
there's nothing to push you off of these angles. They use the camera to take map control. They don't use it to enter sights.
But you know, gotta try something.
The thing is, FUT have been almost scared to challenge at this point because of the counter-util and aggressive positions. It seems like their players towards the B side. Oh, they're not even close.
That was a warning shot, Tom. That was a warning. Leave my side.
But you might be able to own this.
And this could be tough for Alpha as well. Right click needs to come in. There it is.
Oh,
He's found it, but he's kind of stuck in the utility, his own utility.
And if they just hold all these positions with Buckies, I think they win this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, chill.
But so low in the corner, the effect is more or
Surely
less
Chronicle
the same.
does his molly here.
They haven't spotted Chronicle,
so that he can't get in.
They will now, but at a heavy cost. Dirk up on top of the wall.
Yeah, they
as
went
well.
for a bait, and
Able
the
to swing
big kill
through,
over towards
able to
B goes
continue
in.
Pushing. In fact, they're not quite ready for it, but they win the fight anyways. Chronicle from miles away.
Maybe.
That player was low,
And we
so
just
too is
keep
Mr.
an eye on
Fallen.
Mr. Fallen over
Barely
towards spawn.
clinging
He's
onto
probably
life.
secured. This
It's not
is at
an
least
easy
going to give him
clutch,
info if they're
but it is
rotating
winner.
from this
The only
area.
problem is whilst you'll expect Ada Captain to have rotated with the spike and perhaps Ada Captain to, or Mr. Fallen to have pushed up on A, you might not expect him to be this close. Although he is retreating and giving some space now as they're not quite sure where Chronicle is.
Planted.
He heard him.
Yeah, I think
No?
he had. Oh,
I thought he did.
no, it doesn't look like it. We'll narrow down some of the angles. The thing is, he can quickly switch his gaze back and give a lot of information over. Mr. Fallen as well has his TP if he wants to almost try and play with the emotions of Chronicle, but normally someone more calculated than anyone else. Unfortunately, though, the amount of time that is being burnt just trying to find
They
out
saw
where his
this, man.
opponents are
5?
is what ultimately leads to his
5?
demise.
Holy.
Scoreline equalized 5-5. But again, I kind of want to talk a little bit about expectations. Fnatic, when they were
a lot of rounds, man. They got pistol as well.
were always incredible on the attack. Like, that was where they sort of led the way. I think it's where this comp as well has some real benefits for sort of reclaiming the space I talk about. I do, however, think that there's good opportunities for FUT's defense because they have so much delay.
Yeah,
Like, they
yeah,
don't
it
have the
might
initiators to
honestly
get
be
them the
enough rounds here.
information, but they're going to be able to burn that clock so ridiculously low And in retakes, they're still going to have everything they had on the attack.
I love that we don't even need to see who's screaming. You already know it's Yedege. The guy is getting so hyped up. And speaking of Whalers yesterday, it was a big thing they talked about for Gentlemates was how they feed off that momentum.
Similar to the K-Corp game, at least Fnatic are fighting a little bit more for A control than K-Corp
I
though.
don't notice them doing that.
Like, Fnatic are definitely doing a better job than K-Corp. I think they're maybe just playing, they're still playing like over towards like C and B, they're still playing like they're playing against the normal comp. But
I think you could put that in, and I think it would sound sick. If someone can be bothered, because I can't, that would be really cool.
It will be good. We'll see if we got some
voice for
DJs.
it.
Worst case, we get just Harry to just do another duet with him.
Another one?
Well,
wait, I didn't hit the first one.
He does it with other players in town. I mean, yeah. I don't think he's done one with Yedege, but hey, we need to solve that problem.
okay, aggro over towards here. So they haven't once gone aggro over towards C either.
4 of the last 5 rounds going in the favor of FUT. As said, there's definitely things that look problematic
Could
with
you
the
not
way
always
they run the comp.
just-
Well, not even the way that the comp.
You don't always just take
But
this
they managed to make it
with
work, winning a
two,
lot of early
Ollie
fights.
on top,
Maybe
double
Fnatic in
stack
some
this with
occasions
a
getting a little
judge,
bit
third
overzealous.
person switches
And also
into
this
here,
B
and you
side.
just
That's
hold the
where they've
whole
had
time.
The majority of their success
be their perma
is going for
default.
fights in this direction, and it looks like they might be about to do it again.
No one to catch them off guard this time. No Leo stuck in the corner. Instead, the B-side's been left pretty much open. Utility is the only thing that was waiting for them there, and even that has now faded
Camera could
away.
be nice here. Camera's going to check that all of this is clear and that they can just stroll in with some smokes. Chronicle wins a duel over towards C.
Boaster here ready to fight Chronicle. Caught one lurking through C. Now it's just the B push to deal with. They didn't see Boaster sneak his way through.
Spike planted.
Seems like they're being cautious of it. They've walled off spawn, so there's not many angles to be worried about.
Yeah, and the instant reaction again. Lose
Way back
B.
through, ulti
Protocol
towards
open
the
door
A site. Where
to
is
C.
Mr. Fallen
Cut
going?
off
He's
map
committed
control.
that. Mr.
And
Fallen using his ult to go
Mr.
for a
Fallen is
lane.
ulted over towards
Now they
A.
just
He
use their
omen
slows,
flashes
their
so they
utility
know where he's
to
coming
keep
from.
these players in position while
Gets
Mr.
one
Fallen
though.
threads the needle. Leo
It's
already
two.
out. Another for Mr.
Wow,
Fallen on
Mr.
the flank.
Fallen is
And
an
that
absolute
has
god.
slowed them possibly enough for Cena to find the opportunity. One more player. He has the dash online, but he doesn't get
That's
to use
unlucky,
it.
man. They actually had a really good go at that. Mr. Fallen kind of solo almost winning this
I
one.
do love the way that Mr. Fallen thinks, though. It's like he basically just goes buy time and just like teleports to the other side. It comes down to the finest of margins, and well, in the end, it was just if Cena had hit the shot or not. That's what it came down to. On the other side, a lot of the utility that was great. Like you're seeing the impact that fade can have in terms of just finding where these players are. And as
Is
they're
7
so
enough
locked in,
for
like, Boaster
Fnatic?
managed to basically
Depends on
hold
the
on to
mid-rounding.
a lot of map control.
Should be relatively easy to
Nonetheless,
call against this. It's
we're going to
just
have a purchase up here, and in fact,
it's going to be interesting. We might see a lot of
better
rounds where the
on
time
the
gets
side
super
of
low.
FUT. And Cened's gone for that attack side operator. Now he does have the Blade Storm available to him.
Oh, I like this. B-side a little bit more stacked up on now because you've got Viper's Pit and Utility. Viper's Pit used deep. I thought it would be playing off the Killjoy util, but instead Chronicle is casting a very wide net. There's no chance they sneak past him with the alarm
this.
He
bot
gets
waiting.
one-tapped. I don't know what it is. I just look at FUT and I'm going, he's getting one-tapped.
It's CNET, isn't it?
It's a random
Op
spray.
shot.
Random shot is just going to one-tap him.
Let's see if that's the case. Looks like he's dodging a lot of shots, but eventually he's going to be caught. Not quite a one-tap
playing
Tom,
like
but
this?
the job's
He
being
almost
done.
got killed by the blades, and that's the thing, they get the rest. So it doesn't even matter. That trade for a Viper's Pit and Chronicle down! Oh, almost. It's almost caught. The thing is though, FUT have just put their foot on the brake. Just patiently waiting. The rotation.
Imagine having a whole week and you know you're playing against this comp, and
they now have all
this
of
is
the
how you play
information they
against
could
it.
ever
I like the
design.
aggro A. Never one
Kings
spot
already
a
went
judge,
through the
which
first
this
time.
comp can't
Another
deal
on
with.
its way.
Never one spot an
Confirming
op,
where
which
these
this
spots are.
comp
Durka
can't deal
tagged
with.
down to 62. It's going to be a very tough hold for him. Door open.
Odin,
Two players
we saw it
committing.
once.
TP comes in from Boaster.
Always the play though.
And Durka's playing
Holy.
Ring of Rosie. They should hear the steps, but they haven't realized.
Game might have given him a
Mr.
chance
Fallen
here.
saves the day, keeps it winnable for the side of FUT, and another kill out of Yedege gives them the advantage. The ult used by Boaster leaves him on the backside with 12 seconds left. They have to really pick up the pace, and it's the B site where the plant will come through. 8 seconds, 7 as it's planted. And that denial seems almost impossible. Leo does well to find the first, even spotting the next player with a shorty, with just 22 HP. It would be enough. The reload had to come through though.
Close.
And a captain running. He's miles away, just now making it as
Oh
a
my God, it's
nephews
real
already
close.
have, and it's being stuck, but out of captain
6.
suspects it.
They did great.
Just about
6 and no pistol.
6-6.
That's impressive.
Separate these teams,
That is impressive. Again,
honestly,
I feel like they misplayed it.
That this
Well,
comp has
they felt like holding A was just enough.
because of the mid-rounding from Mr. Fallen. Yeah, I think you have
Yeah,
anyone else leading this
I agree.
team,
The mid-rounding
and
was
it
pretty
would
good.
be shocking. Not the word I wanted to use, but that's the thing. He's just so good. Like, even in the last 10 seconds there, he decides to run back to the B site because he's realized that that's where the rotation's gone in the other direction.
Okay, let's see what the
It's
attack's
just
like, because
clever
they
stuff
could
from
still
him, even on an
own this
individual level
comp.
popping off as
They
well.
just got to take
But for
map
Fnatic, I
control
said,
as fast as
now
they can
go
and create
in
the question marks.
to that attack side. This is where they've always been better, even if maybe versus mates that wasn't necessarily the case. General mates run weird comps. I can never take the numbers that you get versus them. You might get banged, you might win. It doesn't matter.
Damn, that's very impressive from FUT to get
Pistol
this
round
much.
could make all the difference. For FUT,
Very,
as I
very
said, they've got a lot
impressive.
of delay. They've got a lot of
Dude,
utility that
I
can cause
love
issues.
this camera. This
They
camera
don't have a
here
lot
with an
of
Odin over
information.
towards
That only
tree is
really
just a
comes from
free
the
kill.
Edge.
It's so good. Gotta go past this point, that shoot it, and then you just get pinged and you just get spammed. There's nowhere to hide. So strong.
Was being left alone. Mr. Fallen sticks around.
Watching here.
Traps in awkward positions.
They get early info, and they got the good thing about this is they have the trip, right? So this comp, because it has no initiators, it struggles at getting info. So the trip to see if they actually are creating pressure and actually taking map control is great. Again, FUT always play the weirdest comps that in theory have giant weaknesses, and they do have giant weaknesses. But FUT are always aware of those weaknesses, and they always try and cover it up in like the best possible way. They did the whole last year with just a solo initiator of KO, and they're doing it again this year with just some of their comps.
Because it's just annoying now. Again, you got 40
Again,
seconds.
like their
You
comps
almost have
struggle.
to start
They
going
have
back in the
giant
other direction, which is exactly what
issues
they do,
with
which
them.
is where CNED
They
is.
just
You
they do
put
everything
human
perfect to
turret
cover it
to
up.
try and delay them that
30
little bit
seconds
further.
It's
left.
The
very
reposition,
impressive.
Now they have to try and go back, which involves again.
Yeah,
still
now you
the
gotta break a
problem of the
wall.
They
You
haven't
gotta go
solved
heavy
problem
tree.
number one.
This guy's
So
hiding
they have to
tree,
try
and you
run
might not
away
check
from
it.
CNED and look in the corner. It's just waiting, but they do manage to get the kill.
Let's keep an eye on this because they could fast flood. 15 seconds left. You know they're going to stick the spike, and the spike's the person that checks back his sight early. Oh my. Okay, lovely, and we'll get 1-1 in terms of pistols, 2-2 for all of the pistols.
The wall still wasn't gone. For a second, I thought Mr. Fallen was trapped
Should
inside.
he use their
because
wall
of the
against them
wall,
there
but no,
and
he
just
had
go for the
teammates
plant?
up in heaven, and a firing squad comes through.
The wall
A tough
break?
round to deal with.
They
The side
plan
of
that
Fnatic.
from
Oh, the wall's there.
Like that's the thing I love about some of the rounds you'll see from FUT is the wall was to direct them towards CNED. They get directed towards CNED, and
Plat chat's after EME.
You go, nah.
Other way,
Okay,
other way.
how do I get back round? Then you have Yedajay close towards tree, and then second and third player back on the side. It's just a good pistol from FUT.
Yeah. 3A, 1B. Where do you go? B. New information. The B player's CNED. Oh, well, the A side's looking good these days. Nice spray from CNED to grab 2, but the pistol, so able to overwhelm with numbers. The rifle, not necessarily retrievable, but the flash will actually get it. Now picked up by Boaster. Leo tagged down low. 30 HP. As the K fades away. Mr. Fallen's got a good position. They'll go back to clear it. They have to, but they don't check the right side. Still looking to cause havoc. There's another on the low HP player. And finally, it's only Boaster. Got to deal with a classic because he needed the reload.
Not bad damage
And
though.
now their guns
Not
fully
bad damage
loaded
at all.
for whoever
2
wants to
and
pick
an
it up.
armor.
Nice upgrade to finish it off. And FUT, they sustained 2 losses. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's a little bit of extra damage. It's a couple of extra orbs, especially with the plant as well. But the only thing they lose of any value is that Spectre. So it's not too much of a problem. They're going to get themselves further into the lead, and there needs to be a pretty immediate response here. Now, as I said, I've always enjoyed watching Fnatic's attack side. I think Boaster has some of the best. Similarly to Mr. Fallen, I think we've got some great attack side callers. Those late rotations on this map are going to be integral, and we saw that on
Interesting wall. We
Split.
block off here.
Both teams
Oh, yeah,
had
they've been using this
decent reads on
sometimes.
how things were going to go. However, I am looking at Mr.
They're
Fallen.
just making
Again,
this an
now he's running the
absolute death
Bucky.
trap.
And
This wall you
somehow I
commit,
think
then you can
what he's
wall on
gonna
top,
try
so
and
it gives
do
him freedom
will
to
be
go
more
close and wall.
ridiculous.
Again, I love the theory that FUT have put into this. This
I'd take
defense
those
half is really, really nice. And again, this attack half is like the best it can be with this comp.
To be honest with you, Tom, if he was using
Like,
the
it's
Bucky
impressive,
there,
man.
I think we'd have to remove him from
Like
the
someone-
stage. That's
It's like
not
someone in
allowed.
FUT is playing a challenge. It's like someone in FUT is like relatively, like honestly pretty smart with their comps in terms of how they make the comps work. And then it's like literally just go and, dude, give me a comp that you think doesn't work. It's kind of what we used to do in Liquid. Give me a comp that you think doesn't work and let's try and make it work. And then they just do it. They just do it great.
Look, expectations.
Someone's literally just
maybe the
trying
surprise
to
element. more than
Trying to
that,
play his own little
shouldn't
mini
really
game.
come through.
If he gets more than one as a solo
You all
season,
pick agents that you want to play. I'll make it work somehow.
I'm gonna be both happy and sad.
Find you.
Actually, kind of safe because, well, never mind. Never mind. No, there was no safety.
Free pass and push behind. Alarm bot gets
Very well
placed.
dealt with. And the way back through is not going to be easy. Closest player is Yedajay. Okay, well, they did catch Alpha unaware. Closest player was Yedajay with a Bucky in hand. Now some upgrades to the players coming behind, and they might even funnel them in towards Yedajay. I mean, where are you going to go in Fnatic? You've lost control over this. Where's Yedajay going to go?
No, he
He's
wants
going
a
right back
better
around to
gun.
the door. Yeah, he's going to group up with his team. I like
He
it.
does not want to play on the retake with a Bucky. See that though, he's not waiting at all. Leo will take him out, the trade immediate. Keep things even, Boaster. Paper walls.
Okay, that was solid though. That was nice. In terms of FUT though, they did enough damage to make this swing round. Nicely done from Boaster. That's a solid angle with that gun. Okay, massive swing round. This could really decide where this is. This could honestly decide the game. Could be one of the rounds they look back at and it's like, this is the round right here.
We've just been blessed with those C-site plays.
It was weird to do the turret once you had done the alarm bot, but I get he wants the early info.
Either way,
he gets a little bit unlucky in terms of the timing here as well, to be fair.
That was the bonus for FUT, so they're going to come back in strong with another gun. Round on every single player. Early spams looking to try and deny
I think
that
that Odin
space,
is
but
going to be
again,
great here.
a
Kind of
lot
want to
what
see that
FUT
every
can do on
single
the
round.
C side is
Really
just
melts the
play
wall as well.
incredibly passive. I'll say
Spam
the
back
Odin
over
actually
towards
has an
tree.
extra level of value in this match just for breaking Sage walls. It's not something I thought I'd say,
We
but
play
it is
delay
gonna
over
be one of the
towards
fastest
C,
ways
and then
to
once they use a lot of
ruin
util, they can check the camera to see if they've
strategy for FUT.
actually
But
followed
that's
up
the
with the
interesting thing.
util.
This is so different to a lot of other comps they run where they're constantly pressuring, aggressing around the map. They are literally as far
Over
back
towards
as they can
A,
be.
this
The
is
furthest
free,
wall
so this is a
position
question
is
mark
holding
for
free.
FUT, but Fnatic have no idea that this is free. It's kind of a question mark for both teams.
They're taking this one extremely slow, making noise, and you can see the effect it's having on
Yeah,
that
and the
defense
problem with
from
going
FUT.
slow
They
against
very
this
quickly
comp is if
rotate
you end
in
up going
stack
to the
up on
site
B
where
side.
the Sage
A
is,
side
that is
has
the
two,
one.
B
And I
has
wonder
three,
if
and C
Fnatic
is wide
know
open.
that they
Obviously,
never
we have
go
that camera
aggro A
there
unless they
and a
use some
trap
kind of
to spot
util,
them
and
moving
Boaster was here
through.
the whole time hearing util, and he never heard it, so he knows that the heaviest stack over towards A could definitely be a read, because normally Fnatic would take some kind of A control. They might have a good read into this. That's what it feels like at the moment. It's a lovely trip.
Grabs his kill and he's back out. Beautiful play.
We've got another trip on side as well.
My
God, he got him another.
Disgusting from CNED. Another headshot connected through the wall.
And the Cypher util
He's
is
always a man to
absolutely
fear.
wrecked
Peek
them.
out from Leon. He's been dinked as well.
Dude, he's
facing
dinking
headshot every single
everyone.
player.
How much damage has he
might
done
not
in this round?
necessarily get the reward of the numbers, but he wants to try and hunt them down. 10 seconds remaining. This round is already over. The question is, does CNED get to finish his dinner? Because he is not wanting to let these remaining players of Fnatic survive. Alpha
No time.
in the corner.
Good,
Will
no
at
time on
least
this, doesn't
remove
even
him.
matter. Can they
Leo's
try and get
got
rid of the
another
guns?
half.
Yes, they
Maybe they'll
do.
survive that
Oh,
long,
lovely
but
round
both
from them,
kills at the
really.
end go to
Yeah,
cracks.
dude.
Big
What do you
punish.
reckon? From
No
now
economy saved
on,
over
we're going to
for Fnatic.
see
These
some
are
kind of
weak.
nade,
Maybe
scatter
even
nade
no
to break
buy
the trips.
coming into the
This
next
is way too
round.
many
I
deaths.
love this from Yedajay. He realizes he has an opportunity with that trap to grab a kill. This is insane, though. He literally did headshot at least 4 players.
He didn't
that
headshot
round.
the first one because
Not the first one,
was already dead.
but the other 4,
everyone else he did.
clean as can be. Wall in the way, doesn't matter. And we saw that from CNED the last time he was playing.
A
Top.
low
The guy
buy
was just
goes
tapping
in,
through
chance
every
for
single
FUT
wall
to
he could.
get a lot of money
thank
and a
God.
lot of their
Last
ults
2 weeks.
online.
9-7, strong position for
In
FUT to
terms
play
of
from,
CNED
and it's
has
only going to get stronger.
knives. Leo has his
Have
ult.
next to nothing. As we said, a lot of weaknesses in this buy.
Maybe
You
they
can see
never
it.
go aggro
It's
A.
pretty bottom heavy on the hood. Some rifles, Stinger, and 2 classics to work with.
Big thing is the Nightfall. That's the one thing, especially with all these weapons, that can
Oh.
actually pad some of the
Okay.
gaps, because you bring the HP low, a Stinger goes
mean,
in,
I'm
it's a kill.
Pretty
It's just whether or
confident
not
there's
they
a
actually
smoke
wanna
there.
commit it. They are all building up to this side of the map, and it's an ult in a low buy round that I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing used.
FUT have so far
It's
got
just
this kill,
especially after losing Chronicle,
this
do you
kill,
think you can win
and
it?
then this one on the way back. Pretty sure first
kill
kill's free smokes. I don't know if it's just from like reads that they have in terms of how they like to play and jiggle peek info, but ooh, and this is signs of desperation. It is eco, so again, this kind of stuff is fine. Especially in the 4v5, you get to take some kind of risk. Oh my.
Captain, that's nasty carry on. Durka will get an orb the hard way, unfortunately.
Oh. For Leo and Boaster, It now becomes about damage. CNED just on the Blade Storm. Definitely not as clean on the first few dives, but
Just missing the first ones on purpose to style him. Right, big buy run for Fnatic. You're going to see a timeout here. And FUT are in a great spot.
They've never been able to have a victory over Fnatic. I think they played them in their strongest era, so that's not that surprising. But they came into today, even still, with most people probably favoring Fnatic. You can't really blame them. It's been a resurgence over the last few weeks, even with the hiccups. They've had crazy comebacks, big streaks. But now they come up against a team that, as said at the beginning of the day, I think this is a relatively even match. Right now, FUT are firmly in the driver's seat.
Beautiful taste of revenge with 3 more rounds. FUT will break the curse up against Fnatic. Finally,
Remap. I mean, they just played it wrong on defense, really. They were like,
they were eliminated from the champions run by this
they had
very
one thing that
squad,
was
our
good
own
against it in
region.
terms of going A, but other than that,
It was cruel.
it was
to see
lacking
that
a lot
happen.
of.
And FUT had
It
a
was
lot of
lacking.
promise
They got
in
like
the
what,
champs as
20% of the way,
There were,
maybe.
you know, when we went in
Terms of
there,
what they
I
need to
thought
be
they could go
doing.
far. After a couple days, I was thinking they could go all the way. But this time, it's Fnatic with one more pause. They've called it here to have a chat with Elma.
Still, again, still love how FUT have been playing this.
Experience and see exactly what they want to do for these last couple rounds, or at least what could be the last few. One mistake here, and FUT may just run away with it.
I do think we have both teams where it's like, there's only one guy in that room doing the talking. I would love to see anyone try and interrupt guys. Like, oh, actually, I have a... Like, just staring him down.
Double kill trip on B at the moment,
Just
so
holds his mute button and just carries on
FUT are
talking.
expecting some kind of
10 to
B
7 though.
push. 2 people
Ultimate's
fighting,
still
even
there.
have
You're
a
still gonna have that
camera
line for
early,
set.
give them
Very
info.
good for these sort of takes.
Spots this
Actually,
line.
again, think that that's where
Double
the
kill
Sage
trip,
could be
and it
the
looks
slows
like
could be a pretty nasty
the
counter
call is right here. Dude, FUT
commonly
have some
used
reads though,
towards
fair
that
play.
A site.
Because we're taking B control, we take A control, and as we can see in the mini-map at the moment, we're pivoted ready to go into a split B.
He's actually scared of being spammed after the
Yeah,
last
I mean, he
round.
got melted last time he
PTSD.
touched this spine.
What it's all about.
So I can't really blame
I mean,
him.
and if you can do that with a normal rifle, just imagine if an Odin was in play. You got to approach this part of the map with some respect, the sense of fear.
It's a noob gun, you don't need it.
I'm not sure about
If you're
that.
good enough.
Boaster
Yeah,
uses
and
a
here
lot,
comes
so
the
before
here
he
comes the
takes that
split.
play.
Where's he on
Omen
the
Flash
ball?
is incredible.
There's no
Duck
need for
is just
that from
Wing.
PJ. Mr. Fallen picks up the opening. Durka down and out of the round. That's a big player for Fnatic. Out of the equation already. FUT don't need to overextend. They can play this one slow, but they are sending out a captain to grab that little bit of extra space on the C push-up already. Mr. Fallen gets tagged, but the plan also secured. Fnatic.
Atta goes fast behind. They at least have a lot of map control right now. Boaster, I was going to say, I don't think he wants to stick to this. He at least creates pressure like he might be behind them all. Don't know if they had to cancel or not. They're looking for it. Massive duel. Chronicle probably wins in this.
I think he knew he was dead either way. Just wanted to see
I
if he
think
could
he
survive
did
in
the
corner,
wrong
but
maths there.
It doesn't work out for him, and now they're all being picked apart.
Man.
Alpha left to try and clutch this out. Meets a shotgun on the other side, does land the first headshot, but again, the trades are so quick from the side of FUT.
Bit of a disaster. I don't know if I'd rather go down to a snake bite or try to take the fight.
You're right, yeah.
Give
I
the
think
duel,
he was just
man.
maybe thinking in his head, like, if I
Give
can
the
survive
duel.
with 1
just about
HP,
survive.
like,
Yeah.
then it's worth it, but...
Well, then that guy has to cross your teammates to fight you, right? So yeah, it does make sense. It also looks extremely funny. Yeah,
he was unlucky. It literally
Yeah,
stayed at
it
the
was like
next
what?
second.
He was like 7 off.
the next tick, but it was at his feet the whole time. There was no way out. We could see that, and well, he can see that in hindsight.
Yeah, you can actually see how the captain just laughed. He's like, how am I going to kill?
From the grave.
I died about 8 seconds ago.
A little bit of martyrdom for Ada Captain. 11-7 and Fnatic.
Dude, they
Look,
never
they've
go
still got some
aggro A.
credits.
They get
It's
free
rolling
A
out. Lost
control, and
bonus
they still
built up.
can't do
You
anything.
got FUT winning round after round. This is where Fnatic need to respond. That was really last round, because now FUT are in the home stretch. 2 more to take it across the line. And CNED, yeah, he got tagged.
Yeah,
but he's healed
I
right
like
back
this
up.
though.
He's
The
not
reason
gonna-
he's spamming the
there's no
floor is
way
just
he's
to
gonna
break the
start
usual
tapping
trip.
through that wall.
I say the
don't
usual trip, the trip that we saw in Pistol, right?
You see the wallbangers he did earlier?
You just got sprayed by an Odin, though. That would be, I mean, you know, I almost do believe he would do it.
I believe
It
he
would be
would do it
shocking.
and win, but...
Alpha 1 away from an ult. Dirk 1 away
bit
from an
more
ult.
calm, bit more tentative. Slows already put through.
Do they
Again,
even want to try and
it's
pick
just
this orb up?
irritating. You're not going to want to try and face off against anybody
That's
on
too
the
good
other
at
side.
spamming you, it seems.
Instead, though, again,
Pivot over towards B. The Omen flash again. We got the trips back here. Dude, FUT are just so on top that the fact in this timeout they called that they wanted to go over towards B.
The cam's being destroyed, only spotted 2.
And Darker is just getting annihilated, man. We look at these last 3 rounds. He walks into the trip over towards C, gets shot. He walks into Hobbit here, eats an Omen flash. Is it in the open? Into this one as well. Just walks into another trip. The kill trips. And the reads from FUT in terms of moving it to every single site that they're going is incredible right now.
FUT getting ready to go for their fight. They've just popped a heal to bring everyone back up to full HP. Out of Captain again with the snake bite. He's been good on them so far, but Chronicle punishing player after player. Leo's there to back him up as
Alpha's
well.
Gonna get
this is looking better for Fnatic, keeping essential control. If Alpha can hold this position, I don't think they can even get this spike diffused. And, well, if he takes out
He did great though. He really did good. And if that was any different in terms of the trade, there probably would have been a res. But they still wrecked him, and Mr. Fallen with this smoke, and this smoke is incredible. Yeah, forces the issue a little bit, and the time is low here.
12-7. That's a devastating loss for
Holy,
Fnatic.
lovely smoke from Mr. Fallen, lovely shots from CNET.
Hold on to that ground, loses the fight to the shorty, but they just get baited out by a singular tap, expecting that the spams would be enough, knowing that the time was low enough. And that's enough for both players to land their shots,
bro.
and that's exactly what FUT have been doing.
What a round from Mr. Fallen here. This was sick.
22 and 12. Wow.
He's a beast, man. He's a beast.
This guy is on point, eclipsing even
22 to 12.
Stage. And wow, 5 rounds
Monster,
in a row
man.
needed for
He has great reads right now as well in terms of what's going on. I feel like the Cypher trip, the Cypher trips are literally exactly where they are going every single time. Now going over towards A, we got a trip here.
I wouldn't be surprised if he aces this round.
Yeah, and the pivot over towards B happens. They got to be scared going towards B. Darker's like, man, I don't want to go fast, bro. There's probably trips everywhere. Omen flash goes in. Here we go. Oh my god, he jumped it. Okay, third time's lucky in terms of B on this one, and it's a 4v2, and they just want to win a round, so they pop the ult into it. They also know that res is potentially available.
There's not really a position where he can use the res. Like, all the players are in pretty awkward positions.
Oh, he almost had it. He
never
almost
listen
had
to
it.
Mitch. I'm sorry, Yedajay. That was your biggest flaw. Like, if you've seen Mitch's predictions, you should know that it's never a good idea.
Come on now. Enzo would have hit it. I'm just saying.
Liquid will win this time, I swear.
All right. Well, there was no need for that, Tom. Fresh wounds. They've been fresh wounds for a long time, I'll be honest.
Fresh wounds every week.
They get freshened up every week. 4 more for Fnatic to bring us to a map 3. Bind. I was very excited when I heard Bind was in this pool as well. These two teams clashing there will be one to remember, but we might not get all the way. FUT out for revenge. And with 4 ultimates in the tank for this round, a full buy achieved as well. And considering
5 down to 4, had to use an ult at the end, kind of had to double ult to be honest. You look at the actual buy round that they won in terms of this one, double ult. This obviously they had the gun diffs. But it's only 1 buy round. They've only, out of both of the maps so far, buy v buy clean, they've only won 3
when it comes to
on attack.
Next week's matches. Obviously still competing with the likes of Gentlemates and Heretics on the other side of things. That group is very much wide
full buy
open.
against full buy.
Fnatic were the ones leading the charge, but as of right now, everyone else could catch up.
Careful. I have
already going to be trying to take that orb, but I think they're just baiting for it. Ult's not particularly close other than Alpha, and already information has been garnered.
This is much better from Fnatic though in terms of map control. Still looks like we're going to pivot over towards B, but
even saw movement to B, but this time
not
they
anymore.
won't be opening the door.
We want to send it towards A.
Through that B side instead. They think the weakness is on A.
That's a good really own this double molly.
On the angle, as soon as that wall is broken, they'll be ready to strike, but they fight further deeper in.
Killjoy all into this corner. This is a sick round though. I'll give them this. This is a lovely, lovely round. The secure over towards here. Ian clears all of the site. Can only be spammed from everywhere that they own in terms of map control. We're going to break the wall, but
the same problems they had, although I say
got a nade for this though. It's a great nade. It's a lovely shot from Boasties as well.
Oh
my god, he's doing the util. No way he gets a kill.
But he's only going to get 1.
There's literally just so much util at him. Even his team's thrown a slow on his head.
If he can somehow deny it, there would be hope. But instead, he's going to have to try and pull this off. And from behind, slowly walking through, comes Ducker. No
This round, though, was very nice. This is probably the best round we've seen out of both of the maps from Fnatic. This was cool.
3 in a row. Well, they've at least managed to find 2 now.
It's a great idea.
Something to work with. I like the adaptation because we could actually see FUT were ready for the play through B. They had Yedige close, a trap there as well. If that door was broken and they went blitzing through as they had before, they would have been
All right, 3 chances now, and where are we? We go against the eco. Go against the eco, so
they adjust the
a little bit worried about the double bucky, to be honest.
Direct approach. A good round for Fnatic
Boy,
again.
We upgrade to a judge as well now, goes back to the bucky.
This round, not one where they're likely to use them.
Similar story, A is for free, so they just walk out A.
And a few sheriffs, the defensive
they're happy
side
with
has
that.
no shortage of weaknesses to play with.
As long as they don't
And they can't really do a trap play because they don't have the wall here, so you know they're not really going to do a trap play back because
This game's already over.
they never have vision block. They're always going to be out this area.
You've not seen that yet.
I've
With
seen it
everything else,
classics.
yeah,
they're always going to be seen out in this
Classic
area.
is fundamentally a better gun than the Bucky. I'm just saying.
Placing swamp.
Molly to clear Quas,
somehow-
Tether as well
No.
to try and get a kill off it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Not sure about that one,
But
but
it's also free, which, you know, in contrast, you just wasted 800 credits, but it is what it is. With 3 rounds in between them, I almost feel like this is going to be a round where we see that res, where it's going to get close enough for FUT to be able to pull it across the line, or at least
and the
believe
pivot
they
back
can.
over towards B.
Again,
Is one of the
Yedige in
buckies
position,
here?
this
Yes, it
time with
is.
a bookie.
Oh boy.
Players are coming one at a time. Barrel spotted. and the
They
shot
just
landed,
spotted
but
this
damage
one.
only
9
down to
HP on
9
that.
HP. It's enough for Chronicle to survive. And CNET is
A lovely nade. Does he want to take map control or they chill with this?
Overheat in a round like this. Durka waiting for the swing
This
up
hurt a
close.
bucky. Do you really want to push?
I don't see him go aggressive, although I feel like he might win this fight if he does. It's Mr. Fallon with a bookie on the other side. Not a favorable
He's
fight.
trying to bait him out
That close range
with the
angle.
classic.
Just waiting.
good
the rest of the
timing.
squad to group up.
Yeah, they've already managed to take out CNET. And a captain may even just have to consider
Shot.
holding onto the gun. No, he's running.
Now they bring out the op on attack. Really could have done with this in defense. Alright, 2, and the FUT have a timeout.
Really get close to taking this one to overtime. 3 rounds in a row now for them. But again, this is
The
where the guns
crocheted
come up. This is
wingman,
where FUT
self-made wingman.
have another opportunity to deny them. That Nightfall once again is online for Leo. He has had a fantastic match so far. It's sort of night and day. Putting him on that breach, it sometimes feels like he's just unable to put up the same numbers. But now back on the fade, he's looked fantastic.
Yeah, Leo's definitely been in a much better position to take a lot of these duels. Like we said, split.
What is this
Similar to
handwriting?
back
Bro,
in
it's
the
like a
day when you
signature.
see
It looks
the-
nice.
Everybody was playing a jet. Every map, your jet will pop off. You go to somewhere like Split, you go to Haven, your jet's not doing well on the attack side. And people going, gosh, this guy just washed? Is he bad? Is he just trash at the game? No, it's your role. And sometimes you got to slot into that. Leo did well so far in this map, but there's a lot more left in the tank for Fnatic. At least you have to hope so. 2 more in a row needed. And FUT still have those dangerous ultimates. Blade Storms coming online for CNET as well.
Yeah, dude, I forget that we actually
One
have
more
this. I can
hurdle for
actually
Fnatic.
get some
All
info in
credits
the
on the line
timeouts.
for
This is
FUT.
nice.
They'll still scrape
Hey,
together
dude,
a final round by if
they
needed,
win
but
this,
pause is being
And then what I have
taken
to do is
ensure
win
they
the
don't-
low buy. We
Yeah,
still have
this is
the
where they can try and
op. We got
figure
fade
out a
ult.
plan.
We've had
All they
this
need
the
is
whole
one.
time.
That Viper's Pit
Hmm.
can cause issues, but with
Can FUT
Nightfall,
even
it can be
take
tough.
aggro A?
CNET one away from
Don't think
Bladestorm,
so.
a res.
We'd have to
He
be
may wanna
Omen
just
flash
even do
into
something
jet dash,
hyper-aggressive if
into
they can
slow,
trade,
into
bring
double
him back,
slow,
comes back with a
into
Bladestorm.
molly,
It's not bad.
and then CNET still
The
might
problem is
go
it doesn't
down.
really fit with what their
They would have
comp
to shoot the fade eye.
allows.
Actually, don't
It
think this
has
comp
to
can
be
go
this sort
aggro
of
A.
passive style, which has never really been FUT's game, but it's been working for them here. I'm gonna try and
Zeish,
figure out
how we
early on
doing?
if there's been
Don't
any
remind me,
aggression.
bro.
But other
Don't
than the
remind me.
Viper's Pit, it's very passive.
I'm trying to forget about
They
that
had
game. I
pit
know you
down,
are
they
too.
had double stack on C, but then the interesting
It
thing
never
is
happened.
CNET is playing inside the tree, expecting this is a part of the map that Fnatic want to contest for. If that door swings open, things could get scary. Now, he's been here before. They've seen him in this spot. It looks like they will be pulling it back after an initial spam, trying to keep players in position. The target.
Tell you
here
what though,
is C.
Zeish. Is it as embarrassing as being able to, like your score of seeing the comp for the first time so you don't have prep, or this happening when you've had the week of prep? That's all I'm saying.
they do that
You
here,
got
they
a
can open up
valid
hitting
excuse
into a
right
Vice
now.
Pit, which maybe with a
Not
Nightfall
sure
could
we
be
have a
enough,
valid excuse
but
here,
it feels like this has to be more of a direct
other than
take.
the fact that FUT plays the comp the best it could possibly be played.
Well, there's no way back now. 40 seconds on the clock, no map control. Time to take those fights. Paranoia is already going to be burnt up from the defensive side, so limited in terms of the reaction.
Oh boy, we're sending it.
Puts Mr. Fallen
Yeah,
down to 8
he's-
HP, and here comes
Gurkha
the
is not
push.
going back
Gurkha
aside because he's like,
sprinting
not a
around.
chance am I going
Definitely
towards those
Nightfall,
trips, and this was
round two
lovely,
versus
making sure they can
trouble.
capitalize
Almost
off the
third.
fade ult as well.
Just
And I
about
do like the
holding on
change up of
control. They need
pathing
to
as
take
well.
this
No
side.
trips
They
over
wanna
towards
offer
here.
him
I mean,
the
as we can see
ability
there
to
on the
pop
other
a res
side.
and make this competitive again.
And
On their way forward, they will be
are
walking
these
into
in a
almost
position
all
to
of
be
FUT with 12
rezzed?
seconds left. We
Maybe
need to see
this
that spike
one.
hit the floor
10 seconds to
very
plant.
soon.
Where is everyone?
The cross from FUT as they attempted to
Oh,
deny it
it's
once
a
by
big
Alpha,
shot
but
miss.
the shot is missed. Here's the swing up close, and he'll land his shot. 4
Oh.
seconds. Spike has to be
Oh,
planted and
Leo
almost
is an
denied.
absolute
CNET
savior
gives his
because
life
I'm
for it,
telling
but
you,
it's not
CNET gets that
worthwhile.
kill and this round is
Leading in a
fully
1v3 for
done.
Krax. He finds the
Shout out
first.
to Leo here.
Player
Whoa,
up in
you
front
got a
through
res.
the
Oh my god.
smoke. One more for an ace to
res.
close out this map, to put Fnatic in the dumpster, but he won't find it.
Oh, so
It's
unlucky.
been
It's such a
4
solid
in a
try
row
from
for
Krax.
Fnatic, streaking together these attack side rounds at the
My
last
god, this
possible
got
moment
close.
to keep them in this
Dude, this
series.
was
12
sweaty
for
on
FUT.
this one. Cena
One round
nearly
left
made the
to
hero
fight
play.
for. We
Leo
could
got
be
the
going
important
to
kill, and
overtime.
Krax nearly solo did it. I like this change up of the pathing though. I felt like they talked about good stuff.
Just utilizes that Nightfall to perfection. Knows his opponents can't hear, picks up the pace, but this guy is just so clean with it. Krax
Shot, man.
almost single-handedly dragging them through. Oh, wow.
so
One
much
round.
sigh of relief. They get a
Up
pretty
against
good
a
buy
weaker
here, to be
purchase.
fair. We got a
Sure, you got the
Judge,
Bladestorm. It's
we got
only
Spectre.
really Mr.
Are we
Varner
missing
that's
any
taken a
trips?
big
We've got
hit
4
here.
trips.
But I'm
Got
also
4
looking at
U2, we're missing 1
away.
cage, right? Unless it's down somewhere, I
From
can't see it.
showstopper.
Atta
Actually,
is
Alpha,
missing a
he's
lot of
opted to
util though.
keep
No
that
mollies.
operator. Maybe
No
expecting
mollies
this will
and
finally
no
be the
slow
time
unless
that
the
FUT
slow's
throw
already
in
come
some
out.
aggression.
Sorry, 1 slow.
It is not.
1
Much
chance.
bigger stack out of FUT this time on tree.
And
CNET there, alone. In previous rounds, now it's 3
the
players
time was
stacked up.
so low on this round before.
And it's not a position that Fnatic are particularly interested in
Not
moving
convincing.
towards. In fact,
Yeah,
they've now
Mr.
been
Fallon
spotted on the way
gets a
to
lot
C.
of
We've seen
info
this a
here.
couple of
Boombot
times.
Prowler use.
The option to go back through the door
Never
is
goes
definitely there this
close.
time
They get a
around.
raise ult. Do they just send it? We've got no trips here. Dude, Dirk
Priming
is so
himself to move
nading in
on
front
through
of
and a
here,
Prowler
right?
ready in
You would
hand.
you
I
would
think this is gonna
scatinate
be a
this, right?
full
No, okay.
blitz in. Paranoia already used. That's his sign.
Dude, he
knows
gets some extra
where's
height
the
on
rocket
it.
get shot. It's gonna be a
He's
gamble
getting some
wherever
real
he
height
fires
on
it.
it. He's like,
Oh,
I do
he
not
spotted him.
want to get hit
He's
by
out for
trips.
free.
He's
Big
going
kill for
pure
Durka.
straight up.
The site now taken by Fnatic. There's a bit of congestion still there, but the spike will be planted in the overtime. Looking possible,
hard
looking
retake,
doable. This
man.
man seen
They
it
got a
needs to be the
res.
spanner in the works.
Res
The
towards
res
heaven.
still
We've got a plan
available,
to
but
kill
it's
this
whether
res.
they can
We've got a
find spot
raise
to
nade.
use it. That'll be Mr. Fallen's
Raise nade
back.
goes in. That's
Operator
no
not being
time's
able
great.
to land that shot. Seen it already tagged, so this Bladestorm's going to be much more difficult to get value from. And in fact, Leo puts him down immediately. Chronicle's there as well. It's happening again. As
Damn,
they will
bro,
take us to
5 of them.
overtime. Fnatic always leave it
5 of them
late,
all gone.
but somehow they
I'll
always
scribble it
turn
out
up.
right now.
I'll tell you what, they sure know how to put
scribble
on a
it.
show, Tom. What an exciting game.
Yeah.
5 in a row.
5 in a
So
row,
like
yeah, and
Fnatic
this is
fans, you know,
I
you gotta
mean,
give
this is
them
what should have been
some time.
happening,
It's not
really.
like yesterday, you know, where the most rounds we saw was 7. We don't want games like that.
No,
Dude,
absolutely not.
and does
Like I
Alpha
said, these
now
are
on
the most
defense
exciting
just
games
get up
where it's
the
two
op?
teams playing to the
Because he was
highest
getting
level.
out on attack here. I
That's
felt
what
like he
we're
just
getting
gets
out
out
of
the
this
op
one.
in
And
overtime.
overtime on map number 2, Bind hangs in the balance. But this was the pick of Fnatic. We should have known. They're not going to drop the resilience just yet. And now we move into this next. This
Oh,
OT
not on
round.
this one. All right.
And Odin bought up by Boaster, but everyone else has the rifles. 3 away from Rez, the pushing and pulling of the map, the playing for
We
orbs.
do get an Odin,
The
though.
plants could even play such a big role. It's time to get this one started. And it looks like, again, we'll see that same setup now that Fnatic are on the defense. Sees
A
Nade.
Teva trying to make sure that we can for sure take one over towards A.
Definitely found
And
the gap. The gap was the B side.
Spike is down, so it's not like they can
Where
hit
they
into B.
continuously
They're
push.
just trying to
Turret's
break
gonna
all the
find that
util. They're
contact.
trying to work out
Already Leo
what's
might
what.
have to just make a decision of whether
Turret
or not
here means that
he
there's
really
an
wants
alarm
to
bot
battle
over
for this,
towards
but
C,
an
so now they're probably
immediate
going to go
smoke
break that. Might even use a molly for
thrown
it.
out by Boaster. He
He
doesn't want to
would side
allow
that in case.
the Swede to come under pressure, at least this early in the round. The fact is, though, I think FUT will
Yeah,
be quite happy with that. They
this
managed to
pause
burn a fair
with the
amount of
Odin is
utility.
deadly. You can
And what
spam
is
through
in
the right wall and you can
first
spam through
45
this
seconds of
brick.
the round.
It's
They
insane.
left Leo
Leo got a
playing
double
passive
kill last
towards
time he was
spawn
here.
or A support for so long.
And
but
if they,
this
the
play,
longer they keep
hiding in
vision
the
here,
corner,
the less
worked
likely they are to
wonders
check right.
in the past. And one of the big things is
left,
not having
sorry.
an initiator to play through.
Oh, he dash and checked.
They've cleared it this time. No, they've
Yeah,
spotted
and
him.
his
Not going to
spike's a little bit late to this one, but that was lovely.
The opening pick with the B side control. Here comes Boaster.
Yeah, the fact there was
Big
no
gun
vision
in
block for a
hand.
little bit
Well, a
meant
tough
that they,
position
you know,
to
that
try
was
to
talking
get
about 1,
value from
2,
because
3,
they
and
can
4.
spam right back
Kind of
at
blocked
him,
1
and
and 2.
there is the real problem. The counter spams, the kills
Damn,
with
the
lure
lock
from
over
Fnatic, captain
towards
on
C as well.
The Fnatic have fallen
Huge.
apart on this defensive round. FUT rightly pinpointing the weakness as the B side catching the kill on the way through and leaving them with next to nothing. Alpha even down
Dude,
to
so much
19
damage.
HP and caught by a player further. Oh, the snake.
The most perfect
kill.
molly.
Had a
Tucks him in
captain
against the
pop it
wall as
off
well.
with the
Okay,
utility.
lovely. Yeah, the only criticism here is the Viper wall
13-12.
needed to be up.
FUT have another chance
Lovely
to close
dash
out
from
this
CNET.
series.
Yeah,
And they're not falling
I
for
would
that
have been
corner
upset
twice,
if
it
they fell
seems.
for that twice. And then that was the thing. This B side, I almost expected to see more of a gamble in that direction from the side of Fnatic. The problem is you need to hold on
Great
to
luck
that A
on this
control.
as well.
You don't want to allow them to get into an A site after plant, so you gambled. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for them. The Boaster, a bit of a Hail Mary play as well, didn't work.
CNED gets the
But
op
now we go
out.
back into what was
Oh.
said, the stronger side for Fnatic. Back onto that attack like nothing
This
ever
might be
happened.
decent.
They're going to try and level things up again.
And does he go super aggro? Does he take
Again,
this
love to see
angle?
this.
Because
Clears from Boaster
he does.
really hasn't gotten
Like, I'm
too
very
lucky on these
aware, and I think
sprays.
they're very aware
Either
because they got the
team as
kill
well.
earlier
Been
that
trying to section up
Alpha
some map
likes to
control
spot
or
like
at least
this from
provide some
here.
punishes, but
They punished it earlier. I
last
can't
round,
remember
even
who
the
pushed,
aggressive
but
push, I think he tagged Mr. Fallen for 20 damage through the wall.
okay, they
It's
go
been
back into the op. They're going
negligible
to try push back the op.
fast.
Still got Boombot.
The attack side of Fnatic. They
the
struggled in the
Boombot hit?
start. They found their footing. And now look at this aggression out of CNET. He has to fall back. Dash online, ready to be used.
Oh, they find out about the op. Huge.
He's just too confident. He was so ready to just let the Boombot hit him, even without shields.
Yeah, and they heard the dash away, so they
can
know
take
there's a
someone
big
with
question mark created.
The thing
Again,
is,
this
forcing him
can't
back
clear
is actually
question
a
marks.
crucial part for Fnatic. The thing is, it has not worked.
What Reddit?
The idea was to
Ooh,
try
that's
and
an-
pull players
Okay,
away.
honestly, I was going to
from
say,
this
if that
A side, and it
can't
hasn't.
be
In
seen
fact,
and it
they're
could spot
gambling
legs,
more
that
and
was
more
about to
as the
lose my
seconds
mind.
go
So that would have
by.
been a sick one.
Well, the cam just got destroyed
30
as well,
seconds,
giving
but
away
they're
that
ready
there are
for this,
players
though.
here,
They're
the
so
door
ready for
open.
this wall to go down. They're
They know
ready
the
for the
wall is
pivot.
down
This time we
now.
have
Looks like
Yutsuje
they'll try to
holding here. That's a
angle
great
the way
fade
towards
eye.
this side of B.
You would imagine the both the spam
Yadishe's been
this.
here a couple of times, the Bucky last
that?
time, and now they'll punish him for it. With a shorty, he gets a kill. Cracks tries to fill the
15
gaps
seconds,
and find
another
another,
slow on
but
this
ends up
could
going
really
down.
mess
It's
him
keeping
up.
the numbers even, but with the kills acquired,
Durka might have to pop his ult, and Boaster might have to just send it in.
Showstopper, where's it committed? The slow
Shot, man.
hits it in position,
Holy.
and a shot from CNET makes this so winnable. They have to plant it
They're
here
going
now,
for it.
and here come the defenders.
Shot,
Flying into the
man.
side, leaving it all on the
Oh,
Boaster.
he missed the
shot
most
is
important one.
missed, though. CNET down to 43 HP. Boaster upgrades to the
Oh
Phantom
my,
and
dude, he
finds
gave
the
himself
full
such a
kill
good
to
chance.
keep Fnatic alive. It's
Boaster's
chaotic.
giving it.
But in the end,
Yeah, Cena
it's
just
another
laughs it off, man. I mean, he hit the two hard ones and maybe missed the easier.
Boaster standing up, almost like flexing on CNET, and it cuts to CNET, and he is just laughing.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, he took gamble after gamble with what he was doing on the jet. The first couple of shots he hit, like
Yeah,
it's just
nice.
a split second.
This one
I
was
think
nice.
This one as well was
And
just as
the
absurd.
third miss.
And his last bullet in the clip, you would have bet your house on him hitting it after the last two. But that was the first one he missed.
Come on then.
Fnatic are going to take themselves another pause. It is heating up. And the fact is,
Oh my.
there could still be another map. There could still be one more map.
Oh, yeah.
If Fnatic managed to drag this over the line.
Oh yeah, they got to keep their energy in check moving through this series because it ain't over yet. One more overtime and a pause called for Fnatic.
He's giving it. He's definitely
Taking time
giving
to touch
it.
base yet again. Last round they fell apart on the
Come on, man.
defense.
Dude,
Same
double
mobile
Odin.
control that worked again and again. They got
Could
themselves
just
in
do a.
position.
I mean, sure.
But how to captain being able to thread the needle on C, come up behind them. And of course, I mean, there's certain aspects you can't blame them for. Some of the pop-offs from FUT have been next level. Mr. Fallen, he slowed down a little bit, but that's more so because CNET's catching up.
Oh yeah, and you know those 10 assists.
Still
as
surprised.
well.
Still surprised
Those are
that Alpha's
There's no
not
way
been
that
buying the
they're-
op yet.
Not a cloudburst, no?
I wonder if he wants to, but no one's
this
letting
That
him.
was him headshotting someone for like.
Okay, so they had a
120
plan.
and not getting
They
the
had a
kill.
plan, right? Double Odin
we
was
go again,
bought.
no.
Coach
No
calls a
surprise, it's
timeout.
gonna be an
Both
early
of the Odins are
challenge.
now gone, so they're listening to whatever the
Control
call
towards Rubble.
is
That
from the
has been
coach here.
successful
Let's see
in
if
the
it pays
majority.
off.
Does look
They
like
definitely had a
CNET might
different
try
plan
challenge
until
it
this timeout happened.
Oh, Love to see it. He's out. He's aggressive. The dash is online, and that's through the wall. He's even made it back. Boaster punishes eventually, but that pick,
Nice
that
shot,
makes
bro.
this map so much
there's a
harder
wall
to
there.
defend.
Dude, the amount of
Still,
fast
the
kills,
Killjoy
it's
set up
4
on
now.
B and alarm bot on
First
C
picks
with
they've
Viper
got
there
through
to slow them
smokes,
down.
4.
This left side of the map is going to be where the
And Alpha's like, I'm not
real weaknesses
swinging
lie
through
for
that.
now. I see the rotations of Fnatic though. Leo already breaking the door, getting up close. Able to help out on the B side hold, but with the utility destroyed, Tom, this is where the real trouble comes through because they're playing this blind, and the decision from Fnatic seems to be to leave B relatively open. Just Leo holding onto it.
And that's been
And
the
distraction
plan
over
for
towards
majority
A,
of
then a
rounds.
pivot in
You saw
towards
the
B.
last
The retakes in
attack
B
round
haven't been
FUT
going
he got
too well.
overwhelmed, attempting to try and play.
Oh, that is lovely timing.
They know that he's here.
Yeah, Yedajay just waits as well. Alpha gets a lovely kill, gets a lovely pick, and the wall goes up, so
a little bit more aggressive when it comes to
35
this spot.
seconds.
The fact is, though, it looks like they might try and
where the
double
hell are they
back
going, eh?
over towards A, and that
Dude,
is where
if they actually go
currently
A,
sitting.
Boaster has
30 seconds
one
left.
smoke, there might be 2 in a
Gave
sec,
up a lot
and we
of
have
control.
Omen Flash.
Probably the right call in this scenario. He's going back into the A side. Of course, it's been a while since they've had any information to play with. There's the smoke down. Boaster's going to make the call. He's
Does
heard
he
it.
smoke? Right
No
side,
smoke goes
they
through,
wall
but
off
not
the
too much.
left.
Wall
This
up,
is,
denies
I mean,
his
this was
push around
smart
this
from
side.
FUT.
Plant is secured.
Spike planted.
They still don't know where Boaster is.
It doesn't matter really, because they're not even, they don't even care about all of this.
Move elsewhere. It's a mid play.
They just care about here and the fact that the plant's for him.
Again, it's just such an obscure plant that originally
Atta has
Boaster's
one
position
molly.
had so much value. Now though,
Flash
it's
goes
gonna
in
be
front.
revealed.
Did it hit though?
Wrapping
Oh, that's a
back,
lovely
but the counter
flashback.
paranoia's, again, just
First
buying
molly
time.
goes
That's
in.
the only real goal at the moment
Mr.
for FUT,
Mr.
is to
Fallen
try and
tucks
slow
in and they
this
have a
clock as
crossfire.
much as
I mean,
possible. Snakebite is
how'd
going
you
to do
win
that.
this?
Chronicle throws one down
Guy
and
gets
counter, but
spammed.
again, the spams can still be there.
Guy gets
Already,
spammed.
he's managed to get
Guys.
up to half though, and now they're worried
Boaster's
about
owned
Boaster.
it, man.
He had to let go
Whoa,
of him. Mr.
so
Farmer
close.
at the last second has jumped in, and now it's left all up to Alfie.
Holy, I cannot believe they managed to get the spam at the end here. I thought Boaster had owned it, opened up the door, big distraction, and they went for the stick, and I gotta see the
Things are
shots
getting
on
scary.
site.
The attack side's been winning round after round. Just take a look at the timeline when we get back in the game. The defense has been where the real struggles are, but this one came so
You
close.
saw the bullets.
We're going to see it here in the replay, I imagine. That defuse was almost completed right under their nose, and it's this.
Oh, that's how he did it.
Ridiculous way to finish it. If I'm not mistaken, the Viper Orb might have been up to add some decay to make that
Huge, man.
easier, but either way, very lucky that he even had the shorty in that scenario.
Rate was perfect.
That's how everybody felt. It's all about that double barrel. 14-13, and FUT call a timeout. This is their chance to push it across the line. All they have to do is crack the code of the
Slideshow, yeah,
defensive
sick.
rounds.
Yeah, all they have to do is crack the code that they didn't manage to crack the last 6 times.
Alpha was defusing, got off.
And the
Nah,
last time-
Chronicle was
the
defusing
last
right, and then he
time
got
they
spammed with a
almost managed to
shorty,
do
and then he tapped it
was
at the end,
because
and then he would have got
Cracks
spammed no
almost
matter
aced the
what,
round
so he had to
anyway.
try to get double kill.
So it definitely is one of those scenarios where it's gonna be, if this now is the victory, maybe it comes off individual brilliance, maybe it comes out from guys, because again, we know that this guy is just fantastic when it comes to setting up this
Boaster
team.
could use
He
his
has
flash,
built
it wouldn't have stopped them
the
from
Turkish
planting, they were
powerhouse
fine.
over time
Like they
as
had,
well, picking
Boaster's
up 2
smoke
players
ended up
just at the
helping
beginning
them,
of the
obviously
year.
he doesn't know that.
After a Champions
But the
run,
fact they
which
had the
it's a
wall,
gamble.
like they were
top
so
8
chill.
champions for FUT,
They
I
had a
think many
perfect
would have
little
gone,
cubby
wow,
to plant.
you've done
Nothing
incredibly
that's
well.
going to go on.
Yeah.
Wall
That
even
was
covered
enough
the
for them.
spam.
They are
Like,
not one of those teams
FUT
that's
just played this
looking
really
to
well.
consistently make it close. The goal is to win.
Shadows.
Well, they're close right
God,
now.
we saw no
Again, though.
defensive op.
Back to the attack.
It's so wild.
The gamble seems to be away from the A site in the early stages of the
No
round.
defensive op for
Both
Fnatic,
teams
that
were
is.
very happy to double back towards this B site. And FUT
And is this just a
are betting on it
repeat?
this time.
Does he learn from his
Last time
mistakes
they
before?
managed
Does he
to
go for a
routine it out of
smoke?
position with
Or does he
the
go
boom
for an
bot.
angle?
Nobody
Yes,
swung
he
in
can
front of
tuck
it.
in
No
behind this
opportunities
wall and they
given
won't see him.
This Jet to find the kills. This
Ooh,
time
I like
though, he
this.
hides
He's
behind
learning.
the box with the
Oh,
dash
my
still
guy.
online. He's been seen.
Ooh.
Boombot's now on the other side. They're going to need something else. It's a Prowler instead. Send after him. He
Not
counts
too bad.
and fires
He held
away
on
as
well,
he
though.
gets caught. But no shots landed this time. His dash already burned up. But if they take a step up on Mound. Oh, he almost had the chance. He almost did. Gave it up just in time.
Yeah, fake
Fnatic get
TP in
close,
as well.
They make noise.
And
Now they're
oh,
on the
yeah,
line.
I'm really worried from
From the rotation,
gonna
at
have
the end of
low.
It almost looks
Ooh.
like they heard that, and I think that was the intention.
Yeah, I think the idea is to try and bait them away.
No, they're
but
not going
when you have
to.
the slows on the other side of the map, you don't really need to. Seen it on this one.
So the
Lexor
info.
connected.
Good luck
He's
to
done
Durka.
damage,
Kill trip here.
Now that execution begins again. Snake bite downs on both sides. And a captain trying to thread the needle, but it's Leo to take him out.
Yeah, lovely trades on this one.
Matter.
And who is this about to make a play? UTJ. Oh, oh my God.
No, he actually goes above. Does some extra damage onto Poster, but he's got to be careful.
Massive 3v3. We've got no real util. Sage slow. That's about it.
It seems to be in favor of FUT. As the Fnatic roster almost look to
Yeah,
just try
and
escape.
Boaster gets over
Find the
towards
passive
Mound.
angle
It's a
to
plant
spam
for
from
Mound,
Bayek.
and he has an
Little bit of
Odin.
time, but again, the trades are immediate. Chronicle hasn't been spotted. He's trying to
He's
wrap
gotta
around
win
on
this
the side.
53
It's left
HP.
all onto the leader. Boaster with only 17 bullets. He might just run out. Has to go for the reload, but they haven't even got close to half yet. They're just trying to bait him in. They're trying to kill him. They know that
Damn, nicely done from FUT. 2-0.
the job done. It is a victory that
Yeah,
they
I mean,
never
Fnatic had their
managed to
chances.
take
They did a good
before.
comeback, and FUT play this comp as best as you can.
Revenge must taste
They
sweet.
really do.
They sat across the stage on the international scene.
Yeah, I
and
think on
champions facing
defense
their
there,
MEA comrades facing
Fnatic had
Fnatic.
the,
They were
I
sent
mean,
home
had
by
and should have been
them.
winning
Now,
that.
in the regular
Nicely
season,
done from FUT.
Look absolutely untouchable. This
Shout out to
squad
Mr. Fallon,
is best
by the way,
apart
on
after
this
opponent. I'm
map.
sure they took that